This video is going to be a quick overview of the new custom question groups feature that we have just added to Simple. Essentially, what this new feature allows you to do is to create completely new question group areas or portlets on your event screen or any other screen, allowing you to organize your data more custom to how you need it. There's a number of parameters, and we'll get into those in just a moment. Essentially, it injects a dynamic area in between your core information up at the top and your dynamic event information further down in the bottom. So it injects it in between here in this area, and any question groups that you create that match the parameters that you set for that question group will appear. Now let's go ahead and jump over to the Field Manager so you can see how to set that up. What you do first is you have to select a base table. So in this case, we're going to go for the event records. Now right away, we get our list of potential fields, but we also have this button up here, Question Groups Editor. So when we click up here, what we can see is we've got two tabs here, custom question groups and our default question groups. Default question groups are the ones that you already have in your system that you do not have control over. They just basically lay out generically and in default locations. This, the question group, custom question groups, allows you to create custom question groups that will appear on your event page, on your event record. You can come in here and create a new question. You can give it a name, pick an icon. We've got a very large library of icons for you to select from. You also can pick the width. The idea behind this is that it's going to lay it out much like the dashboard, in the sense that if you have two items that are 50% in width, those two things are going to be side by side. If you have something that's 50 and 100, they're going to be on top of one another. So you can kind of organize your data however you want. But one of the really nice features here is the filter. You have the ability here to, based on the record status and the user class, decide whether or not that specific question group shows up on the record. Now, by default, we have it set up for person records to have the ability to trigger it off of the person type. And for an event record, you can trigger it off of the event status. We can extend that on a custom level per system if needed. So for instance, if you had a drop down of divisions, we could add that as an additional parameter that would then be listed in these filters. And then if you had a specific group of questions that only appeared if that division was used. Now understand, these questions are not like your dynamic event forms in the sense that these can be pushed out to the client portal. These explicitly cannot. This is only for the layout and streamlining and efficient use of space for your event record itself. Now, when these things are in place, what you do have the ability to do is to sort them and organize them. And you can see here, like for stored quotes, we have this, and it's only going to show up if the record status is active, meeting, proposal sent, contract or contract overdue. So when we jump over here to our sample record, we're in booked, so you're only seeing the venue information and the potential staff. But if we come over here and change this, say, to an active lead, then here we now have the stored quotes that are available in the record. So you can organize and customize your event record to show whatever data you need for whatever stages you want, as well as for whatever persons, or should I say user classes, you need. And just to give you an idea of how this things would kind of lay out, if we wanted to, we can turn this into 50%. Okay, and then I can refresh it and you can see how it would lay out. But I can also turn around and drag and drop these and organize them so that if I wanted something to be above everything else, I can as well. So now when I come in here, the stored quotes is the first one that it encounters. And if I came in here and put it back to 100, you'll see that it comes right there. Now, how do you assign records or questions to these fields? You do it the exact same way that you do for any other field in the system when you're assigning it to your primary information, your event details, any of that. You come down here to any specific field that you want. We're looking in here for like stored quote. And when you come in here to field group, you'll see there's a group down here, custom groups. And that will actually have any of your custom groups for that specific table that you've set up. All right. That pretty much gives you a quick overview of the new custom question groups feature in Simple.